When you think back on your school days, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Let me think. What comes to mind? Soccer.
The school building itself, a memorable teacher, the friends you made. Chances are the actual lessons of reading, writing, math and science are not at the top of your list,
Very true.
although they do serve as the basic skills of an education. We may also learn certain social aspects that help us to be good citizens. At a very young age, we learn to take turns, stand in a line, and function in a group. As we get older, we may learn more about cooperation and teamwork. And on a less positive side, we may experience relationship difficulties and peer pressure. School days can help us develop both academically and socially, but do they prepare us for some of the real challenges we face once we head out into the big world on our own?
It depends on the
Albert
school.
Einstein said, "Education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think." We may have
At least
taken
it
in a
should
lot
be.
of information and know how to access it, but is there something else we should have learned in school? 1. How to think for yourself. Learning how to think is more than just memorizing a list of facts and figures. Learning how to think for yourself involves forming opinions and making decisions based on your own understanding. Be curious and question everything. Re-examine your views and values often and be open to opposing viewpoints. By using critical thinking skills, you can base your decisions on gathered facts.
Wait, people do teach that at schools. So I'm not sure if this is like who never did. Yeah, some people do that, and current schools sometimes try to teach that, of course with varying degrees of success.
And know that things can change if new information is presented. From the wisdom of ancient Greece come the words, "Know thyself." By understanding your feelings and discovering your strengths and weaknesses, you develop self-awareness. That will help you make decisions and pursue goals in your best interest. Philosopher Aristotle said, "Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom," which is the basic quality of having experience, knowledge, and good judgment. Combined with the lessons we learned from a formal education, thinking for yourself allows you to find your place in the world.
Yeah, I think they just compiled like a list of statements with no real idea behind them. This is true, like knowing yourself is very important, but how does this relate to school?
Once equipped, you can move forward to discover your own destiny. 2. What the right mindset can do for you. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts." By discovering how you think and why, you develop a unique mental attitude. Your mindset can determine your life outcome. For example, if you think that life is full of limitations, that is what you'll find. And if you believe that life is full of opportunities, then those are the doors that will open up for you.
But the truth is, both are correct. Have you ever heard of SWOT analysis? And that's what it is.
Some people have a mindset of scarcity or fear. They tend to focus on lack, as if there isn't enough for everyone. This can manifest in the characteristics of greed or poverty. A person who believes there isn't enough might try to grab as much as they can for themselves in order to feel safe. On the other side of the spectrum, some may feel as if they can never achieve success because there is a limited amount to go around. Life may seem more like a struggle than an adventure. Other people who have a mindset of abundance see the world as being full of opportunities. They believe there is plenty for everyone and make efforts toward achieving their goals. They don't need to hoard their treasures, but rather enjoy the fruits of their labor.
What? I think... Wait, this is so ridiculous. I don't understand this at all. Scarcity doesn't contradict abundance. I mean, some things are scarce and finite, while some things are abundant. And having motivation to fight for anything has nothing to do with whether it's scarce or abundant. If anything, people have more motivation to fight for what's scarce. I mean, it's like, okay, imagine some really cheap and popular car, right? Like everybody has that car, okay? Versus, let's say, a Ferrari or Lamborghini. Like, of course people want a Ferrari because it's scarce. So what's the problem with that?
Expect that there is always more available. People with a mental attitude of abundance see opportunities everywhere they look. If you see the glass as half full instead of half empty, you are looking at things on the side of abundance.
No, it's positivity and it's optimism. It has nothing to do with abundance.
3. Your failures don't define you. When you're in school, it can be easy to compare yourself to your...
But they do! It's like, oh my god, come on. They do define you as well as your successes. Everything defines you, or your experiences define you. Like whether they were good or bad, it doesn't matter. Like they do define you.
your classmates and sum up your status as a success or failure. In the real world, it doesn't have to work that way. You will make mistakes, but you can use them to correct your course and move in another direction or try again. Musician John Bon Jovi once said, "Success is falling 9 times and getting up 10. As you're learning to navigate the world, you may have to figure out new ways of doing things. Inventor Thomas Edison looked at it this way. I haven't failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. By changing the perspective of how you look at failure, you may see it as a teacher and motivator. Instead of discouragement, you may find inspiration. When you remember that everything is temporary, you can see your mistakes as minor setbacks.
Yes, but that's the whole point of school, you know? If you have a test and you fail the test, right? What's the school gonna say? Oh, good job, you failed the test. I mean, I think that's what people learn actually in school, that even if you fail the test, you still have to like study again and redo the test. And that's what schools teach. So this is not exactly true, that this title of this video is not, I don't think it's true.
And not a permanent part of who you are. 4. Resilience. Once you see that your failings are as important as your successes, you gain resilience. Knowing that obstacles and challenges will always be there, you can anticipate their existence and prepare as best you can. Author Mark DeVoe wrote, "If we welcomed problems as a daily part of life, we'd spend less time being surprised by them and more time dealing with them."
And that's what school teaches. Look, I remember my school years. I think my resilience comes from that time, because my school daily life was not hell, but it was very difficult because I had ADHD and I struggled with learning a lot. And just daily struggle taught me that, yeah, it's okay to struggle. So I don't think schools don't teach that. I mean, maybe they don't teach like openly, like there is no resilience class, but schools teach that.
When you were in school, you may not have learned that problems are a necessary part of life. By accepting that things are going to come up and having a strategy to deal with them, you become more resilient with each passing event. Keep yourself in top condition to deal with stressful situations. Eat healthy food, get enough sleep, stay active, and have a good support system through friends, family, or work relationships. Develop skills of self-control, problem-solving, and discernment. Then, when the inevitable stages of adversity do arrive, you can move through them with confidence. Author C.S. Lewis wrote, "Hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny." 5. Uncertainty is certain. At school, you probably felt a lot of uncertainty. Things were not always clear and could be subject to change. If you thought this was something that only happened during your school years, you may be surprised to find that life is full of uncertainty.
Actually, this is funny because I agree with this point, but I think schools actually are much more certain than life. So like they say, oh, you might have experienced uncertainty in school. No, schools are so boring because they are so certain. You know when the test will come. You know what you have to do for the test. You know who you will meet at school. You know what schedule you will have. So it's like, it's the most certain environment ever. Like in life, you will never be as certain as at school. And I don't remember ever feeling like so uncertain at school. If anything, the opposite was true. And I think that's why school children, especially when they graduate, you can see them like the first years of the university. They're like, oh my God, what should I do? I don't know. Everything is so ambiguous. It's because of that. School teaches certainty, while actually there is no like right and wrong answers in life. Well, there are, but it's not so clear cut.
Having ideas of what you want to do is a good rule of thumb when having goals and ambitions. But keep in mind that things often happen that change the trajectory of your best laid plans. Author Nicole Reed stated, "Sometimes the bad things that happen in our lives put us directly on the path to the best things that will ever happen to us. Even when our plans change, or just don't turn out the way we expected them to, it can turn out even better than
Wait, that is the point about the failure.
we could have imagined. We can't
It doesn't
always know
belong in
how
this
things will
section.
turn out. Weather changes. People don't always do what we think they're going to do. Plans fall through. Or sometimes we are surprised with good luck and blessings. Life is full of twists and turns. So the best plan of action is to know that nothing is certain. Make a plan, then make a plan B. And sometimes plan C. Be flexible. Uncertainty may be inevitable,
You know what they actually don't teach at schools? Is planning.
but it will always bring you opportunities to rethink your path. 6. The gift of the present. When you were in school, you may have thought a lot about your future. People would ask you what you want to do with your life. Where will you go from here? What are your plans?
I
But
didn't
did
know.
anyone show you the value of the present moment? If you are so focused on what will be in a year, 5 years, or even 10 years from today, you miss the point of being here now. Keeping your mind on what you're doing can help you become more aware of your surroundings and give your best to the current moment. In doing so, you get to experience more fully the life you are actually living. Learn from the past and plan for the future.
That is so wrong. Look, the children, they are actually living in the present. They don't live in the future. They don't care about the past. So what is this? Like, how do you... oh my God. It's like the school doesn't teach you how to eat with your hands. Well, yeah, because like it's not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to eat with your hands. You're supposed to use like fork and spoon and stuff like that. So why would school teach you that? And this is the same point. Like school is actually trying to stop people thinking about thinking and living in the present, because students, and I mean children, naturally do that. They don't care about the future. They don't care about the past. They are in the present. Oh, okay. So I don't know. I like this channel, and there are some really good ideas, but it sounds like the title of the video, right? What we should have learned in school. I don't think we should have learned how to live in the present. And so the points are good, but the title is misleading. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Let me know how to improve this channel. I will see you next time.